Welcome back to my Creative Chronic Life, and today I am back with another Plan With Me, and today we are planning in our Hobonichi Paddington weeks. I popped up a monthly setup showcasing you how I created this spread. I'll leave a link up in the box now for you to click on that to watch, and we'll be now continuing on to planning the week sections. I decided that I wanted to lay down the stickers and then I would think about what I wanted to do in terms of creating the actual layouts for the week. As this planner starts on the 25th of November, it gives me enough time to be able to use a whole December kind of spread / layout. So that's what I thought I would do here. I was looking through the kits that I already had at home, as this is the first time me planning in this week Hobonichi weeks. So I decided to go ahead and use this Littlebloompaperie journal kit. It's completely functional as well as flexible. I picked this up last year, but I do know that it is still available this year too. The kit is called Joy. I picked up the couple of journal pages and then I matched the weekday headers, which you can see me popping down now, to the kit, and also some foiled elements. So my main thought behind this layout is to just use what I have at home and just decorate the weekday scripts, the headers, and maybe the bottom part of washi, something along them lines. So of course, as I was laying these down, I had to overlap them, but you do see me later on just cutting them down to size. I would have ideally liked them to be maybe have a strip of something, but when I purchased these kits last year, I didn't actually pick up any extra washi, which is unfortunate, but the new kits now that I pick up, I always try to pick up some washi. But I do match all of my kits with foiled elements, so usually some foiled date dots, these are in gold, and then I have some like foiled headers, some scalloped boxes, things like that, just so that it can spice up the kit itself, even though these kits are beautiful on their own. As I mentioned in my previous monthly Plan With Me, I'll be using this planner as a budget kind of / savings planner, and I have decided what I will use the weekly pages for. But when I filmed this video, I didn't actually have an idea of what I wanted to do, but I since now know. So what I have decided is the left hand side where the weekdays are will just kind of be like a running kind of list of subscriptions, any bills that are going out, anything I did in particular that day, where I spent some money or where I went. And then on the left hand side, I'm going to track daily if I spent anything, if I did or didn't, so like a yes or no. And then I'll have a running section where I just write down my items that I've purchased as a running list, and then at the bottom I'll have a section for income, outgoings, and the total left for the week, and maybe possibly what I'm saving for the week. So this is how I'd like for the weeks to be set up. Like the monthly section, I think would be easier to have as just somewhere where I can mark down either color coordinated, so I know, like, I don't know, my bills, my husband's bills, other bills, etc. Like I have some social media stuff like Linktree, things like that I would like to be able to keep track of, and maybe I can have them color coordinate. I might not specifically put down what each bill is, but just to know, like, here you go, blue means my husband's, red means mine, yellow means so and so. So that's what I really like to do. And you can just see now I've placed down this bottom washi and it looks beautiful. This was just an extra page of deco that I picked up, and I wish in hindsight I picked up more, but you'll see as each page goes on I just make it unique, so not every page is the same. And I love the little scenes of everything. And I know you can pick this joy kit up, which I've mentioned, and also just to let you know that Littlebloompaperie is also participating in the Black Friday sale. I'm not sure exactly how much discount there'll be, but if I do, I'll just pop it back in either at the end, or I'll leave it in the description box if I know how much the discount which will be. It's a great bargain for you to be able to pick up your kits for the year. She does some scripts as well. I get my little bob icons too. So yeah, if you want to start stocking up, Black Friday sales are always the best time of year to actually go ahead and add the stickers to your collection. So here now you can see I laid down the sticker, and you can see it's beautiful, so soft and brushy. I can just peel it back up off this paper, which is what I love. And I decided that I would go ahead and place some floral headers, and then I used a red floral header in between. I didn't quite make it to the end of the month, which is fine, because obviously this starts on the 25th. On the Monday, but if I'd started a week after, then I probably would have had enough, but that's okay. This is one of the reasons why I really enjoy planning with what I have, because it really makes me think out of the box. And the more things you have, the more you plan with, and the more it will look same, but the different things you have, the more different a layout can look. And I really enjoyed how this turned out. I do make some changes towards the end, but we'll run through that together. And then for this next page here, I pretty much go through the same type of layout, adding the weekday headers, adding the top floral dividers, and then also adding some scenic washi down the bottom. As we are continuing on to the next week of December, well, it's actually the first week of December technically, I will let you know my other plans for the extra pages in the Hobonichi weeks. You have about, I think it's 86 or 89 pages. Now, because the weeks are, there's still got two quite, excessive pages to write things down with, but how I want to plan is a little bit different when it concerns budgeting. So the 86 or 89 pages at the back, I will be using 12 to do a monthly tracker, and then I'll be setting up a pixel tracker at the back. So I will do a monthly tracker to recognize if I've spent something, be that a bill, be that something I've spent personally, whether that's food shopping, etc., and then where I haven't, just to keep us like a monthly tracker. I may also add a yearly tracker as well to see how many days I don't spend anything, because sometimes we have obviously we have our phones in our hands usually, and that we almost have cards connected to Etsy and Amazon and this and that, and before you know it, we're going down the rabbit hole of purchasing items. And sometimes once you do it another day, then another day. And I'm trying to stop that this year, because this is my intention of keeping a budget planner. So that's what I like to do in the back pages, for at least 12-13 of them. And then with the pixel graph at the back, I'm going to track coffee and if certain things that I'd like to do when I'm out and about, just to see if it correlates how much I'm doing. Does that necessarily mean how much I'll be spending? And I know this is probably not going to be a valid real, I'm trying to think of the word now, a valid trajectory, because December is usually a month where I'm pretty much stuck at home, because being in a wheelchair is really difficult, and then where I live I can't actually leave my home. So currently we're snowed in, and it's not that much snow, but I, as a disabled wheelchair user, I'm pretty much snowed in, so I can't leave. So I know that this month I'll probably have a lot more days where I don't go out and purchase, but as the year goes on, it'll be nice to be able to look back and see if that changes, and what months I usually spend more money, etc., and what months I don't. And then once the pixelation and the tracker, I'll leave about 12-13 pages. I think what I'm going to do is add a savings challenge. So I'm going to do the penny savings challenge, which I did last year. If you save a penny to up to £6 something, you'll be able to save £600. Now that may not be daily, it could be weekly, it could be monthly, it could be over the year. I'm just going to take my time with it and just add whatever change I've got every week, maybe every other week, we'll see. And I will print that out and stick that in the back of my page, so we'll be able to track that. I also want to set up another savings challenge for like an emergency fund, just to be able to have for if we've had any issues with the car, which we have done, because winter months usually bring lots of problems with cars for some reason. At the moment, my husband's car's been having some issues with his battery, so we need to get that replaced. So I'd like to forward think for maybe next year and having like an emergency fund for that too. So I'll also be tracking that at the back. And then sometimes technically when you've got credit cards and payments and things like that, it's not necessarily debt, but I would like to look at it as debt so that I can start clearing that off and maybe not rely so much on cards and just use what we have and live by that balance. Especially as this year I would like to save up for IVF to be able to get testing and things like that done. So I really need to make sure that I'm paying whatever I need to pay off sooner, rather than just be relying on cards. Oh well, I'll just use this card. Oh well, no, I need to use what I have and only what I have. So I'd also like to be able to have some sort of maybe like a debt snowball tracker type thing, to be able to make sure I know what I'm paying off every single month, etc. And then the final thing I like to be able to track is possibly have a place where I could just as easily have, like similar to the penny savings challenge, but also where I'd like to be able to do a savings challenge for like my stickers and planner supplies, stationery. I love to read books as well, whether it's audio books, physical books, that type of thing. I think I'd like to be able to have something like that, either like a budget tracker to make sure that I am sticking to the budget that I give myself each week, or if I save per week and then maybe at the end of the month I can see how much I save and maybe only buy every 3 months, because it's quite hard when you've got more than one hobby, and I have more than one hobby unfortunately, like colouring, and then I also like to plan, I also like to knit sometimes, things like that. So when you've got hobbies, the expenditure can get quite high. So I don't want to restrict myself, but also I don't want to limit myself either. So I think it would be a really nice idea to be able to have something like that I enjoy doing. I also want to definitely have a savings tracker for my advent calendars that I pick up. Usually they start about August, July, some of them, but definitely August onwards, so that it's not such a big lump sum. And then also I would like to save up for my 2026 planner supplies, again, so that it's not such a big chunk. Now of course my motto this year has been to pretty much use what I've had at home, and that's really helped and worked. I have picked up some kits here and there, which has been fine, but at the same time I really want to rein all of that in. So I've been saving all my sticker kits, and I've made myself a homemade sticker file, and I'll share that on my channel at another time. But yeah, I just picked up a box and like made my own files, and now I'll be able to add all my stickers, whether they're leftovers or not, in one place, so I can see exactly what I've got. I think that will make it much easier to make spreads like these, because otherwise if I hadn't have gone looking, I wouldn't have remembered I had it, and then I would have probably like emergently shopped for a sticker kit, and like maybe it would have been out of like the 2 for Tuesdays or something and paid full price. So I'm glad I did, because now I'm actually set up for December and January, and I'm 99% sure I've got a couple of kits for February and March, so that'll be really exciting, not to have to spend any money on like the weekly sections. I definitely will need to purchase from the monthly sections for sure, because that's just something that I don't have available to me. But yeah, that's kind of my plans for my budget planner, and I'm really looking forward to getting stuck in. My aim is to do like a mini setup on Monday, as I've laid down all these stickers already. And so every month I'll do a monthly section, and then every month I will lay down my stickers with me, so it's like a pre-lay down, and then each week we can go and write down our budget. Either I will do it before or after. So I'm thinking maybe for ideas I'll just draw down what I'm thinking, so like where I want to use the tracker and where I want to mark down income, outcome, just write it down in pen, maybe for all of the weeks, and then every week I can come in at the end and let you know what my expenses have been, where I've spent anything, where I've bought anything, and we can kind of go through our savings trackers together. I won't be doing like cash stuffing. That's not something that I'm able to do because majority of bills are like in the bank anyway. They go out via direct debit or standing order, so that's pretty pointless. But when it concerns like marking and things down and keeping track, I think it's a really, really good idea. I also just wanted to mention as well that I really like the consistency throughout the pages, so that the fact that I chose to use like, I think it was 3 pages in total, so 2 journal pages and 1 deco page, and then of course I picked up, I always get 5 weeks of 2 sets of weekday scripts with whatever kit I'm matching, because 99% I've got leftovers, be that leftover florals or decos or functional boxes, something like that, so I can always make use. And if I don't and I just want to use some, let's say plain washi, I always have extra weekday covers. Now I did cut these down, which in reality I didn't quite like, because it just, they're quite visible, it's like quite sore to the eye. But at the same time, once I added the date dots, I didn't matter, and it didn't mind that much. So I might be looking for something a little bit different for the month of January, but I know for now it's absolutely fine. And I think definitely you should always use what you have first before purchasing more, and I think this is why this budget planner is going to really, really help me kind of hone in that, and also be really in control of my finances, also to really know what's coming in and what's going out, because like when you're dealing with your household income that's separate, then you've got your own bills for whatever that might be, then you've got a partner's bills for whatever that might be, and then obviously I do social media, so like I pay for Linktree, I pay for Epidemic Sound on a yearly basis, like a Microsoft software, like all of that stuff that comes with it, it becomes a separate, like it's like a whole separate person again. So I ended up either sometimes I fall late or I miss the payment and I completely forget. So this year I really want to be more in control, so I know what I exactly have got. I know that it may take me a little bit of trial and error until I get to exactly where I need to get to, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to use, obviously in the weekly sections I can change that week by week or even month by month, but the monthly sections where I'm going to mark down whose bills are what and colour coordinate them, I'm just going to make myself like a little pocket, and we've got a pocket at the front anyway, so I'll just make myself a little key which I can either keep for each month or change if I realise it's not working out. So that's definitely something that I will be focusing more on. Now in particular, if you'd like to see any other videos of me or you'd like me to share in one go, the reason why I didn't is because this is new, I'm doing week by week, it's not something that I have I know everything about, which I don't. And at the end of the year I always have like more subscriptions, which like my period flow tracker, I pay that yearly and that comes out yearly. My Microsoft comes out yearly. Things like that come out yearly that I'm not aware of usually comes out towards the end of the month, so I always forget about them. So having this tracker is really going to be somewhere that's going to really make me more in control of my finances. So where are we at now? We are almost halfway through, I think, yes. I really love how the deco scenes are really pretty. Now I do have lots of them left over, so I will be going back in to the pages at the end of the book. I'll be going back in and added some of this deco just to kind of coincide with everything. So where the monthly tracker is, I'll add some florals, and I'll add some of the I've got some matching headers and things like that, also some deco. So when you open to each section, be that January, if you know, December monthly, December weekly, and then the December trackers, it will all look very cohesive and be the same. That's a great way to be able to use stickers throughout, you know, your whole entire planner. What will you be using your Hobonichi weeks for if you've picked one up? If you haven't picked one up, which planner are you using? It'll be great to know. I've had a request, I think, in regards to sound. For some reason, I'm not sure why, whether it's the music itself, but my volume I leave at the generic sound that the software says, and the music, when it downloads, it's technically meant to like fade out. But I've had a few comments these last few weeks that either my volume in tone is too loud and or the music is too loud. So I will be doing a little bit of trial and error. But if you find there's a problem and you're really kind of stuck and you can't watch my videos for whatever reason, let's say you're a headphone user and it sounds like very echoey, just leave me a comment under that specific video and I will go back in and kind of cater to your needs, be that if you don't want no music at all, or you need me to make my voice a little bit higher. And that's what I did today for a fellow community member, that, you know, they said it was a bit too loud. So I went back in, I uploaded this video the same, and then I sent them a private link which then they only can watch. So you won't see it in my feed, but if you did want to watch it in a different type of manner, I'm more than happy to change that. At the end of the day, I've been a YouTube user for a long time, and I can completely understand if you're not able to watch something or listen to it, it makes it very unenjoyable. So yeah, please don't mind that, but I'm more than happy to kind of rectify that, change or add as I need. I always keep the footage for about a week anyway, and then I go ahead and, like, you know, delete that off of my iPad because I never have enough storage, and then I never keep the software again, so I just let it go. So you have about a week usually to let me know, listen, I need you to, you know, either lower the volume or turn your volume up, or can you remove the music for me please, because I know sometimes some people don't like it, which is why I try my best not to actually add in any like talking music. So like the physical music, I only ever add instrumental sounds because I'm the one who's doing the talking as such. But yeah, that's something to just think about, isn't it? So we're almost to the end now. You can see here that I didn't actually totally run out of dividers, I just ran out of a couple, but then I had these extra 2 washi strips from the journal pages, so I thought I might as well add them on here. So we are completely done in terms of laying down all of this layout now, but I just thought, it's my first time being in the planner. I've used gold to set up like the monthly section, and I just thought it needed a little bit more. I may not do this every single month, but I think I will do it for like special occasions and things like that. So all I've done now is added some gold dividers, and I just layer them over corner to corner. If I do have any lapping over or some that are too tall, I just cut them down with scissors, or if it's not that big of a difference, I just overlap it. And then I had some really thin dividers again, which I decided to just use to kind of give the florals a little bit of a border, and I love how it turned out. Super pretty. I thought I had maybe some like sparkly elements, some stars or something that I could put over where the scenic areas are, but unfortunately I couldn't find them. I might have used them, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, I thought that was the only thing that maybe was missing, but no, for the time being I think this is absolutely stunning. I'm so pleased I decided to use the gold to tie it all in, even though, like I said, it doesn't really need it because the kit in itself is absolutely stunning. It's so pretty. And then when you've got like the foiled dots and headers and things, you don't need any more of it. So here we are now, we're coming to the end of this plan with me. Here I am just flipping through, showing you what we have completed and what it looks like. So I hope you've all enjoyed watching. If you're not following me over on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook and Threads app, please do at Mycreativechroniclife. You can also follow me over on BookTok at MCCL BookTok, and you can, if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do, to receive notifications of any upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.